All right, guys, welcome back to my channel. Um, Last time we did question 1 to 10, and this video we're going to do question 11 to 20. So question 11 says an object is launched vertically at 30 meters per second from a 50-meter tall platform. The height, which is h, is a function of time in meters, of the object t seconds after launch is modeled by, and it gave us this equation, h, function of time, is equal to minus 4.9 t squared plus 30t plus 55. The question is, what will be the height in meters? What will be the height in meters? And they gave us first option A is 44.1. Option B is 100.9. Option C, 145. Option D is 189. 189.1. So basically, they gave us this equation that defines the height of anything that you throw up. And this equation is what we're going to use. So they say, what is going to be the height when t equal 3 seconds? That's what they're asking for. So what's going to be the height? T means time. This T is for time right here. And they said, what will be the height in meters of the object 3 seconds after launch? So all we got to do is put T in this equation right here. So the height will be equal to 4 minus 4.9. Instead of T, we're going to put 3 squared, okay, plus 33 plus 55. So H is equal to minus 4.9. 3 raised to power 2 is 9, plus 30 times 3. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 3 is 9. So you have 90 plus 55. So H is equal to minus 4.9. I'm going to leave this stay in bracket still. I'm going to work on this. 90 plus 55 is 145. So your H is equal to minus 4.9 times 9 should give us 9 times 9 is 81. So you have 1 carry 8. 9 times 4 is 36 times 8. 36 times 8 should give us 44, I believe, 44. So that's minus 44.1 plus 145. So minus 44.1 plus 145 should give us, let me see. If this is 44, that should give us close to 100.9, I believe. Yeah, 100.9. So that's why it's 100.9. So if you don't have a calculator, all you gotta do is do 145.0. So that's what this means. You have 44.1 and carry 1 here. You have 10, that gives you 9. You have 4 here because you took 1 away from here. 4 minus 4 is 0. And you have 4 minus 4. 4 minus 4 is also 0. And you have 1. So that gives you 100.9. So that's how I got 100.9. So that is your answer. That's how you solve that question. If you see it in the exam, if they give you the equation, they give you what the equation is, and they give you your t, just plug in that information. A lot of the places that you'll have errors, which they are banking on, is if you forget this minus, because if you do, your answer is going to be very, very different. If you made a mistake and you're in a rush and you forget this minus, all of a sudden your answer now looks like this. You now have 1.981. So you're going to get this one if you forget that minus. This minus right here. But if you don't forget a minus and you do the correct way, you should get 100.9. So when you do your calculation, be mindful of the operator or the minus and plus that you have beside the numbers. So that's question 11. Let's do question 12. Question 12. The whole numbers 1 through 30 were each written on a separate piece of paper. That's question 12. Those 30 pieces of paper were put into a jar. One piece of paper will be randomly drawn from this jar. What is the probability that the piece of paper will have a prime number? So, prime number total outcome is 30. And I'll give the formula for this. So probability of X is typically given as possible outcomes divided by total number of outcomes. So the total number of outcomes here is 30. The possible outcome is what we're looking for. Prime number, we've got to figure out the number of prime numbers. So they give us the numbers between 1 and 30, right? The first question is, what is a prime number? What is a prime number? A prime number is any number that is only divisible by 1 and itself. A prime number is a number that is greater than 1 and is only divisible by 1 and itself. So for it to be a prime number, it has to be greater than 1, right? That's a condition. And the second condition is it can only be divisible by 1 and itself. So let's figure out the number of prime number that we have between 1 and 30. So let's do that. So I'm going to draw a line here. Between 1 and 30, we're not going to count 1 because it has to be greater than 1. So we start with number 2. 2 can only be divided by 2 and itself, and 2 and 1. You have number 3. You have number 5. You have number 7. You have 11. You have 13. You have 17. 19. 23. You have 29. You have 29. So you have number of possible outcomes. This is number of possible outcomes. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the number of possible outcomes is 10. So therefore, our probability is 10 over total number of outcome is 30, 10 over 30. So that's your answer. The options we were given, they give us F is 1 over 30. They gave us G is 1 over 20. They give us H is 1 over 10. And they gave us J is 10 over 30. So that J is the answer, 10 over 30. If you're supposed to simplify this further, this one can come down to 1 over 3. So question 13. Question 13 says for an angle with a measure alpha in a right triangle, sine alpha is equal to 5 over 13. And tan alpha is equal to 5 over 12. What is the value of cos alpha? What is the value of cos alpha? Solution. So we know that tan alpha is going to be equal to sine alpha over cos alpha, right? So if we want to isolate just cos alpha, we can say this is over 1. You can times this by this, right? And then times this by this, so that you have tan alpha times cos alpha is equal to 1 times sine alpha, right? Since what we're looking for is cos alpha, we can divide both sides by tan alpha to remove the tan. So we're going to divide this side by tan alpha. We can remove the tan from this side, and I'm going to be left with cos alpha. And divide this side also by tan alpha. So that when I have tan alpha, will cancel out tan alpha, and then this is going to give us 1. So we have 1 times cos alpha is equal to 1 times sine alpha is sine alpha over tan alpha, right? So that now 1 times cos alpha, we'll split this into 2. 1 times cos alpha is cos alpha, which is what we're looking for, and sine alpha over tan alpha. So now we're looking for cos, so we're going to say cos alpha is equal to, what is sine alpha? Sine alpha is 5 over 13. So write 5 over 13 divided by tan alpha is what? 5 over 12. 5 over 12, right? So that our cos alpha is not equal to, since we are dividing a fraction by a fraction, 5 over 13 times, this is going to reverse. We're going to have 12 at the top, 5 at the bottom, right? So that cos alpha is going to be equal to 5 divided by 5. You have 1 here. So you have 1 times 12 is 12. 13 times 1 is 13. So the answer here is 12 over 13. We're given 4 options. Option A is 12 over 13. Option B is 12 square root of 94, 194, I think. Option C and option D, they give us different values. Option D is 13 over 12. And option C is 12 over 119. So the answer here is option A, which is the answer. So question 14 says that which of the following value, if any, is the y value of the solution set to the system of equations below? So we have 2x minus y is equal to 7. We have minus 4x plus 2y is equal to. The question is, which of the following values, if any, is the y value of the solution set to the system of equations below? And they give us f is equal to 2. Option F is 2. Option G is 5. Option H is 9. And option J says there is no such value of y. There is no such value of y. So to quickly solve this, you can do two ways. We're going to do the easier way, and then we're going to do the hard way. So you can, you want to do the easier way in the exam because you want to quickly solve the question, moving to the next question, right? Don't forget you have 67 seconds per question. So I could say let x equal to 2 and solve for y to see if it makes sense. Solve for y, right? So if x is equal to 2, you have 2x minus y is equal to 7. Just choose it in round. It can be x equal to 3, just to see if this equation makes sense, right? That's what we're trying to do. So that minus y is equal to 7 minus 2x, because we're moving this to the other side. So that minus y is equal to 7 minus 2x. X is 2 here. We'll say x is 2. So minus y is equal to 7 minus 4. 2 times 2 is 4. So that minus y is equal to 7 minus 4 should give us 3. Therefore, y is equal to minus 3, right? So if y is equal to minus 3, if we put y in here, then this equation should give us 2. If it does not give us 2, this value is, there's no short value of y. If it gives us 2, you can use 2 in here and see what you get. So you can do it many ways, but you want to do the quickest way so you can get your answer. So if y is equal to minus 3, let's put that in here so that you have minus 4. Our x is 2, right? Plus 2 bracket minus 3, right? And it should give us 2. It should give us 2. So minus 4 times 2 is 8, minus 8, plus 2 times minus 3 is minus 6. So you have minus 8 minus 6, and this is minus 14. We don't have 2, so that does not make any sense. This equation does not make any sense. The answer, right? The answer is there is no such value of y. You can also do it by saying, okay, I'm going to choose 2 to see if it makes sense, so that y is equal to 2, and see if that makes sense. If you use any of these answers right here, you can figure that out. So let's say y is equal to 2. If y is 2, right? You just indulge. So anywhere we see y, we're going to put 2. So in this case, you say 2x, right, minus y is equal to 7, right? So that 2x minus 2 is equal to 7. That way, 2x minus 2 is equal to 7. And then I say 2x. If you take 2 to the other side, you have equal to 7 plus 2. So that 2x is equal to 9. And then, since you're trying to look for x is going to be equal to 9 divided by 2. So the idea is if you plug this value in here, you should get 2. If you don't get 2, the value of y does not make sense. So you have minus 4. Let's do that right now. Instead of x, we have 9 over 2 plus 2. Y, we say y is 2. So 2 right here. That should give us 2, ideally, right? Minus 4. So this cancels this out. You have minus 2, 9, plus 2 times 2 is 4. So minus 2 times 9 is minus 18, plus 4 and that gives us 14. So this number is different from this number right here, so it makes no sense, right? So this 2 does not make any sense. You can do the same for 5 and see if you're going to get the same value. If you don't have the same value, it does not make any sense. So that is option 1. One way to do it to get your answer quick. So let's do the second way to get to the answer quick. Sorry, let's do the second way that could be longer, but again, in the exam, you only have few seconds. You don't want to spend time. This second option is just to explain to you how to arrive at a question, right? So we know that, let's do another solution. Solution, we're going to say solution 2. 2x minus y is equal to 7, right? So let's isolate y. So we have the value of y. So in that case, we're going to say, let's take this to the other side. You have minus y is equal to 7. And because we're taking these 2 across the equation sign, we're going to have minus 2x. So now we can make this one negative. So we times everything by a negative, right? So times it by a negative times minus 1 times minus 1. So minus 1 times minus y should give us y. Okay. So minus 1 times 7 should give us minus 7. And minus 1 times 2x should give us plus 2x, right? So we can actually rewrite this as y is equal to 2x, right? Minus 7. You can write it as that. So you can do it this way, or you can just do it the other way. Any way you want to do it, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you understand what we're doing, right? So that is the equation for y. So any way you see y, plug this equation inside of it. If you plug this equation, it should give you 2. If it does not give you 2, there is no such value of y. So let's do that. So now we have equation 2, this is equation 1, equation 2, right? So equation 2, we have minus 4x plus 2y is equal to 2, right? So minus 4x plus 2. What is y? Our y is 2x minus 7. So we have 2x minus 7 is equal to 2, right? That's what it should equal to. So you have minus 4x plus 2. So let's expand the bracket. Minus 4x plus 2 times 2x is 4x. 2 times minus 7 should give us minus 14. So you have minus 14. So that minus 4x plus 4x is 0. And we now have minus 14. And it's not equal to 2, right? So this does not make any sense, right? So there is no such value of y. That is the answer to this question 14. There's no such value of y. So let's go to the next question. Question 15. So in this question, it says, which of the following expressions is equivalent to y plus 7 cubed? Which of the following expressions is equal to y plus 7 cubed? And it gave us a y cubed plus 21y squared plus 147y plus 343. Option B, it gave us y cubed plus 14y plus 343. Option C, it gave us y cubed plus 14y plus 49. And option D, y cubed plus 343. So the question is, which of these right here is the same thing as this? So I'm going to give you a quick hint. In the exam, you only have 67 seconds, right? So you want to quickly identify your answer. The first and last number of this equation is going to be the first and last. Now, I'm not talking about what is in between, but the first one and the last one will be, since you only have two numbers right here, it's going to be y cubed and 7 cubed, right? So the first line, the first information here, and the last one is going to be the cube of these two numbers right here. So y cubed, so all of them has y cubed, so I cannot eliminate any of these. But which one does not have 7 cubed? 7 cubed is 7 times 7 times 7. That's what it means, right? So 7 times 7 is 49. 49 times 7, you have 7 times 9 is 63. You have 3, so carry 6. 6 times 7 is, sorry, 7 times 4 is 28. 28 plus 6 is 34. So anyone that does not have 343, you can immediately remove, right? So we can remove number C. So C can be removed, but it does not have 343. So now we got to figure out what should be in the middle. So that is one way to quickly eliminate which option does not belong and get your answer quickly. So now we are down to three options, A, B, and D. Now this question is a Pascal's triangle question. We call it Pascal's triangle, where we have one, right? One. Let me start it over again. So let me put a line right here. So anything that is raised to power 0 is 1. So let's say x plus y raised to the power of 0 is going to be 1. Okay? X plus y raised to the power of 1 is going to be 1, 1. It's going to make sense in a minute. X plus y raised to the power of 2 is going to be 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. And you're going to have 1 right here. So you will always start with 1. Then x plus y raised to the power of 3 is going to be 1 plus 1 first. 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 1 is 3. And then you have 1 at the end of it, right? So that's how you do it. We can keep going. X plus 4, sorry, x plus y raised to the power of 4 is going to be 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 3 plus 3 is 6. 3 plus 1 is 4. And they have 1 at the end. So let's just stop right here. Okay? So now what we're concerned about is x plus y 3 1 3 3 1. That's what we're working with because we are 3 right here, which is what we have right here. So to solve this, once I understand this, all I have to do is y. This 1 right here is saying 1 times y, and you have 3, okay, plus 4 times, and I put these two numbers together, y, reduce it by 1, so you have 2, and then 7, okay, this 7 is by 1. The number, this, when you add these two together, they must always equal 3. This must always equal 3. The powers must be equal to 3 every time you do it. Plus, you have, sorry, not 4, that's 3. I'm bad, 3. So because we're working with this right now, let's take this off so we don't confuse ourselves. Take this off. Take this off. So we're working on. So the next one's going to be 3 plus 3 times, again, y. Since we have 2 here, reduced by 1, I'm going to have 1 right here times 7 and 2 right here. Again, it must equal 3. The power of this number must be, when you add it together, it must be 3. Plus, you have the last one, 1 times y 0, and then times 7, 3. One thing I failed to write is here. This really, let me write it again so you can see it. This first one is actually 1 times y3 times 70. Okay, that's what this is really. I just didn't write it out, but I'm going to write it out so you can understand it. So this now 1 times y3 is y3 raised by 3 times 7 raised by 0 is 1. Again, everything must add to 3 all the time, so that's 1. Plus 3 times y raised by 2 is y squared times 7 raised by 1 is 7, right? Plus 3 times y raised by 1 is y times 7 raised by 2 is 7 times 7, which is 49, right? Plus 1 times y raised by 0 is 1. So 1 times 1 times 7 raised by 3, and we said that is 343. So 343. Honestly, when you get here, you've solved, because now you can see what this means. So this is y 1 times y raised by 3 is y cubed plus 3 times 7 is 21, 21y squared. So you can say you want to stop. A is the only one that has 21y squared. So you can stop whatever you're doing. That is your option. You don't have to go all the way because everything is plus, plus, plus. Nothing's going to cancel out. So you can stop there. But if you want to continue, 3 times y is 3y. 3y times 49 should give us 49 times 3. 3 times 9 is 27. 3 times 4 is 12, plus that's 14. So 147. So you have 147y plus 343. And that's what we have. So option A is the answer. So that is how you solve this question. Again, under exam conditions, you can quickly eliminate what does not look like it. You can take this out, take that out, because you know you're going to have y somewhere. You can't just have y cubed without a y squared, because this actually means y plus 7, y plus 7, y plus 7. That's what it means, right? So you can eliminate this, you can eliminate that. Then you have this right here, eliminate that. Your answer is A. Quick, go to the next question.